Hi there, this is Jan Taylor with Revitalized Communities, with partner with my family, Radio DeBong, FM 105.3. We are doing a live video here interview with a young lady over at Page Park Modeling Agency. But don't get stuck there. Of course, Page Park Modeling Agency is a wonderful place. But the reason we're at this venue is for a dynamic, just out of the box reason. This young lady that I have had the pleasure of meeting is on point with something that hits home with every single family all across this world. So if you're listening to me, you know when she starts talking, you're gonna understand just what I'm talking about. And if it doesn't connect to you, you need to connect to it, because somebody somewhere is experiencing this. I'm gonna turn it over to this young lady, Theresa DeMayo. Theresa, it's called Be Strong. Wow, Be Strong Global, right?
BeStrong.global.
BeStrong.global. That's the website. Tell us, first of all, how old is Be Strong?
Good question.
Founded in 2014.
2014. Okay.
I'm new, so I'm still learning.
You're still learning
all
about
the
it. Okay.
information on
So
it.
you're the one you're like the platform here in Texas.
Right. I am the Texas Student State Representative.
Gotcha. Okay. And by the way, we have Ashleigh here, who's the executive director of Be Strong. We'll hear something from her a little bit later. But right now, I just want you, Ms. Theresa, to tell us, what does it mean to be a partner with Be Strong, based on your heart? What happened to you to make you say, I want to do this?
I went through severe bullying and sexual harassment from like 5th grade to the middle of my sophomore year. And right in the middle of my sophomore year, I decided that that's not what I wanted my life to be about anymore. I didn't want to be that victim. And so I withdrew from public school and I enrolled in college, and I'm homeschooled and I'm a full-time college student. And my mom always told me, Theresa, you may have to be that voice. You may have to be that person that stands up.
That's right.
And I would argue with her and say, I don't want to do that, Mom. And she was like, too bad. And so one day I sat up and I was like, okay, here we go. And I found Be Strong. Well, my mom found it on her Facebook, and we got people to nominate me. And I was interviewed, and
here you are. So when you say Be Strong, and I love the catch of it, and we'll talk to Ashleigh about how that all got started. But when you say that you are a state representative for the students here, how important, based on what we've been seeing in the news with the killings that happened in my hometown, South Florida, and what just happened yesterday, I think it was in Maryland, how important is it for you to team up with people like myself and the media and as many people as possible to get the word out about something we talked about off camera? It's not anti-bullying, it's what?
Bullying prevention.
Okay.
We don't use the word anti because that's counterintuitive to our goal.
Right. Tell people about that goal, because people, I want you to understand that this is not a platform where they're going against or for, they're being inclusive. So that means you're for the victim, and she's going to tell you about the language, which is very awesome, and for the bullier. Tell me how to take that, what I just said, and make it positive, and how you guys are bringing that out.
So when you tell a child that you are the victim of bullying, they carry that title, and it either becomes a motivation or an excuse, and for a lot of people it becomes an excuse. Well, I can't do this. I was the victim of bullying. So we use the word target so that you can move past that. And as for the bullies, we don't use the word bully, we use the word aggressor, because that energy that they put out is coming from somewhere. It may be something going on at home. They may be having people being aggressive to them, and so it's coming from somewhere. And we don't title them as a bully because that gets stuck in their head, and you think, okay, I'm a bully, so I'm gonna be a bully. And we don't want them. We want everyone to be able to move past that and change.
So when you say the target and then the aggressor, once you get them at that table, are you also going to be inclusive with the other persons that help you, behind the scenes with those two sides?
Yes. It's for everybody.
Yes. So that means parents, counselors, teachers, everyone needs to be a part of this.
We have an app that has resources for if you're starving, if you need to escape violence. There's resources for people who don't really want to talk about their feelings. They can go on there and figure out how to deal with their issues. Like if somebody's bullying you for your weight, there's
you don't have to say your name.
Right?
You just
No,
go on
it's
there.
anonymous.
Okay.
And you can put in your zip code.
Okay.
That gives you all the resources for the area
Oh,
that
wow.
you live in. We do live tours.
Wow.
We have documentaries, and
Our state rep program is really the biggest in our
The-
Redyne Together
yes.
clubs.
the
Wow.
state rep program is really big. It's what I'm a part of, and the reason why they have that is because it's about empowering the students to make that change, because ultimately we are the future. We're going to grow up and be the future, so we want to change it so that it's better.
Wow. We talked about something off the record, and it hit home to you as well as me, being in a community of people who are what we call unique abilities, and you all have a different name for them. Those persons who are disabled, and they get bullied. Can't even imagine how many times more than a normal person. And a lot of times you found, I'm sure, by your research, that they don't speak out. So is there a curriculum to reach those persons specifically? Is there a curriculum for that? And what do you guys call them? What was the name that you?
Well, we changed the word disabilities to diffabilities because
okay.
they're different. They're not
Yes.
disabled, they're different.
Mm-hmm.
And different is okay.
Okay.
And it's good.
It's good, and that's why I said with safe diversity communities, they're listening now, and there's a big, huge community of people. To hear that you're including them is a major, major step.
Mm-hmm. Like I
Yes.
said, it's for everyone. It's an all-inclusive environment. We don't care where you come from. We don't care what you look like. We do not care what you believe in. It's not about politics. It's not about religion. It's about you being a human.
Because the heart, the heart has no color. It has nothing.
Right.
It's just the heart. Yes. So I'm going to turn it over real quickly to you, Ashleigh, the executive director. Tell us just a little bit about Be Strong and how big is it?
Sure.
As an organization.
Sure. So Be Strong, it was really founded from the heart of a family. Their son was directly affected by the issue, from bullying to cyberbullying, and they happened to be in a position to be able to provide the resources that their child needed.
Okay.
And through that process, their hearts really broke because there wasn't a comprehensive approach. There was a one-time type of opportunity with a speaker or this book, and everything was very segmented and siloed, and a lot of the communication and the education and the resources was again segmented. Our LGBTQ plus needs to learn this way. Our first immigrants need to learn this way. Foster youth need to learn this way. And for us, we really believed that we needed to create community around this issue. We really needed to create a human connection. And understanding that your difference is your value.
Yes.
If you really speak to the leaders and some of the most revolutionary leaders we've had in corporate, nonprofit, global, it's their difference. And it was innovative thinking. It was a disruption for good. And where we were really motivated is we knew we had an opportunity to provide a free resource. We knew that schools had to address this issue 1 or 2 times, but we also knew that there was a model that could be done and if it was done in the way of, you get to participate with Be Strong, and we provide it for you for free, as long as all students participate.
All the students.
So historically, it's normally been that a gathering of students for a speaker would happen for the well-behaved. Well, I know at my mother's house, when we would have guests over, everyone needs to act nice, right?
Exactly.
So we created a system that wasn't inclusive of everyone, and understanding that if science is correct, a person who shows aggression is doing that because someone else is showing that to them. And Theresa spoke into that, and has spoken into that very, very well. And I think that there's also science in psychology. Because there's this side of awareness and overcoming, and I am motivated by the Theresa story and all of the students that we get to work with and the students that we will get to work with. And I'll tell you, it's one of those things where you hear them, and there's this truth, and there is this pursuit of something different.
Wow.
And I would rather invest in kids than anywhere else with my time, my gifts, my talents. And we are supported by a group of individuals that believe that, but wanted to provide a void. And that void we saw it in is really supporting from a student-led perspective. Okay. So if we know our education budget is moving in a direction of moving social emotional learning out, removing anti-bullying efforts, removing bullying prevention efforts from our budgets, someone needs to step in and provide that void. But if I'm an educator and I'm held to test scores, respectfully, then how can I justify bringing this in? How can I, right? So where we felt there was an opportunity was, look, I know Theresa would rather hear from a fellow student than from me. Mm-hmm. Not that she doesn't like me, and I don't think that I'm right. You're right. But she would rather have that dialogue, with another student. And so we felt compelled to really raise up these student leaders. And currently, our organization, we have state representatives in our We Dine Together clubs in 42 states. Wow. We should close out all 50 states within the next, I would say, less than 30 days. Through our events that we do, we simulcast these events and broadcast them on state channels, so allowing the auntie who's at home, she can learn that same language as she is a guardian. In the last few years, we've reached 3.4 million students with a message of hope and resiliency. Our goal is always to communicate a message of transformative resiliency. And transformative resiliency is where you take that adversity and you utilize that to plateau you to where you want to be. And that's exactly what we see from these kids. And all the curriculum elements and all that can be found on our website. And we have the app, again, free. Our programs are free. Our simulcast is free. We have an 8-week resilience program because we believe that that's really the solution within this is teaching resilience. Because if we tell our children the darkness is not coming, we're lying to them. The darkness will come. Yes. You need to be well prepared with a tool chest, as you and I were provided such a wonderful gift and opportunity. Yes. And we have not given that to our children, and our society is now the result of that. So it's time to invest in the right ways, and we believe that's sustainably, that's consistent messaging in schools. It's not a one-time event. We partner with schools for 2 to 5 years. Right. We are only updating the content and education that the kids are receiving. The only cost associated is we ask for local people to sponsor the textbooks.
Okay. Tell us the website again. How do you go?
It's bestrong.global, BESTRONG.global, GLOBAL.
I also want to put on the record here that isn't there a school or schools that have embraced you? Tell us quickly.
My 8th grade year, I was at Knox Junior High, and that's in Conroe ISD. Mm-hmm. And I was moved there because I was physically assaulted at another school, and so I left that school and went to that one. And I was facing issues at home, and I became very suicidal. And my 8th grade history teacher and math teacher saved my life by showing me that someone cared. And so when I found out that I had to start that club somewhere, I was like, Knox Junior High all the way, because that was the first school I'd ever been to that ever felt like home. And I want to make every school feel like home to every kid.
Wow. So we got Knox Junior High
and Conroe ISD.
ISD. Wonderful. Well, I tell you one thing, we're behind you here. Jan Taylor,
thank you.
Revitalize Communities is my company, and Radio DeBong, and Safe Diversity. Whatever we can do to take this to the next level, help elevate it all across the world. We're going to start with Texas, but we're ready to go all across the world with this, okay? I am so happy to be here with you. When I tell you, my heart is racing in a good way, because like I said, you could be doing so many other things with your life. And you're how old? 16. And to take on such a task, it's not just bravery. It's in your soul. It's in your heart. And when you do things like that, nobody can stop you. No one can stop you, and it doesn't feel like work, does it? Mm-hmm. It feels like I got to get up in the morning and do one more thing, 10 more things. So I applaud you. Keep it up. When it gets tough, call Ashleigh, call me. You got all the people here at Page.
That's one of our sayings is life is tough and so are you.
All right. Yeah, we're going to end with that. Let's chant that. Life is tough and so